And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Monday, April 16th. And if you're one of our U.S. viewers, your tax filing is due today. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain, and many of the stories we read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryTV.com. And here are some of the news stories for the day. The Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes of Montana have purchased 125 trash canisters designed to prevent bears from making an easy meal on the Flathead Indian Reservation. The tribes are giving the containers to homeowners who have had problems with the bears getting into their trash. The 95-gallon containers cost $300 and were purchased with a tribal wildlife incentive grant from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Called Kodiak cans. They were developed and made by the Northland Products of Prescott, Arizona. Opening the containers involves slipping two small paddles on the front of the containers that keep the lid unlocked long enough to put in the trash. The Kodiak can passed a test with a 600-pound captive Alaskan grizzly at the Grizzly and Wolf Discovery Center in West Yellowstone. Kobuk the Destroyer, as he's called, failed to crack the Kodiak can. He got into a lot of containers we didn't think he would be able to, said Bill Lavelle of the Living with Wildlife Foundation in Condom. Trash cans must withstand Kobuk's attempt for 1 hour before the foundation will certify the container as bear resistant. A judge has dismissed 2 of 3 charges against a Mohawk who dug up part of a toxic landfill near his reservation home in northern New York. The St. Lawrence County judge ruled last week that 57-year-old Larry Thompson didn't resist officers after driving a backhoe through a fence at the former General Motors Massena plant. He also said prosecutors didn't prove that soil Thompson dug up presented a danger. Thompson still faces a criminal mischief charge. The landfill was designated a federal Superfund priority in 1984. It once used to be the family's garden. Thompson said that after his August 11 arrest that he was frustrated by the government decision to cap the landfill instead of removing the chemicals in the dirty soil. He blames toxins at the site for cancers among his family and other residents of the Akwesasne Mohawk Reserve. A former Ho-Chunk legislator in Wisconsin has pled guilty to bribery in federal court. 53-year-old Clarence Pettibone of Black River Falls, Wisconsin, was accused of supporting Trinity Financial Group for a $250,000 housing study in exchange for a Pontiac Firebird. 2 representatives of Trinity Financial are also charged with bribery conspiracy. They faced trial in July in the Western District of Federal Court in Wisconsin. There, Pettibone was a Ho-Chunk government official from 2000 to 2009. He's facing a maximum of 10 years in federal prison when he's sentenced on July 11th. Protesters marched through Newtown, North Dakota last week to call attention to the eviction of mobile home court residents. Residents of 45 trailers are being forced to move after northwestern North Dakota Park was sold to make way for housing of an oil field of workers. 3 affiliated tribe spokesmen said the residents are some of the poorest members of the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation. One protester carried a sign that read, "Relocation ended in the 70s." Future Housing LLC bought the Prairie Winds Trailer Park to construct housing for employees of United Prairie Cooperative. United Prairie CEO and General Manager John Reese tells the Forum newspaper that the company is trying to work with the residents. Reese says when the housing complex is done, all races will live there. One of the founders of the Native American Journalists Association will speak in Bismarck this week. Tim Gallego, Oglala Lakota, will be the keynote speaker for the 7th North Dakota General Education Council Summit on April 20th at the United Tribes Technical College. Gallego in 1981 founded the Weekly Lakota Times. It was renamed Indian Country Today in 1992 after it was bought by the tiny but affluent Oneida Nation of New York, who quit publishing the newspaper in 2011. He had served as its editor and publisher for 18 years before that. The South Dakota Newspaper Hall of Fame member retired from news writing in 2011 but continues to write a syndicated column. The summit draws educators from North Dakota University's system, tribal colleges, and private institutions. The 3 affiliated tribes in North Dakota is adding 122 rooms and a restaurant to the hotel that's part of its casino business. An executive for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge says the project will cost $11.77 million. It will add 10 standard rooms, 20 suites, and 2 executive suites with walkout balconies to the existing hotel they have. The existing restaurant will be remodeled and a new restaurant will be built that can host up to 120 people. A tribal spokesman says the tribe is financing the project. The new rooms and restaurant should be finished by this fall. And watch for our IndianCountryTV.com live stream from the Lakota Ojibwe Reservation this upcoming Wednesday, April 18th, entitled Impact of the Mining Proposal on Great Lakes Ojibwe Treaty Rights and Harvesting. That's being held in the James Pipe Mustache Auditorium at the LCO Community College, and we'll be going live with that at 10 a.m. in the morning and running it through 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on that day. And that's going to be another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for joining with us and come back again soon.